What's happening, internet family? It's a little bit overcast today, and I am on my way. Okay, we're back. He's been engaged in all manner of fraud since this whole process has began, as has his client and his client's family, and et cetera, et cetera. They didn't let me see the kids for 230 days straight. And then after that 230 days passed, then they served me with a fraudulent restraining order in which there was no violence alleged. So, and then also during that time, I went to go see the kids at Everett's school. I found out what school he was going to, and I went to go see him at school because they wouldn't let me see him any other way. And I just at least wanted to say, hey, Everett, my son who I love, I'm still here. I'm trying to be in your life. They won't let me. I'm sorry. Just so that he didn't have abandonment issues. So then while I was at the school to see him, then at that point, Mrs. Garcia attempted to run me over in the school parking lot. So in the little pickup zone where they pick up kids. But it was at the end and there weren't any witnesses, but she did attempt to run me over with the kids in the car. So think about the mental scarring that that's doing to the kids, to watch their mom attempt to run over their dad. Just think about what that's doing to the kids, because they were in the car. So, you know, they're thinking that their body weight was going to be part of the thing that potentially kills their own father. Yeah, Mrs. Garcia did that. So I got some supervised visits because the restraining order, I'm not allowed to defend myself against the restraining order until August. The hearing was postponed until August because I didn't want to switch into a new judge. I didn't feel I would get as fair of a hearing in front of a new judge. So now I'm only allowed supervised visits with the kids because there's a temporary restraining order in place. And the only supervisor that Mrs. Garcia will approve is $400 a visit, which I cannot afford. Now I have been working now very hard at like 4 different jobs. I'm working around the clock pretty much. In fact, I look kind of tired because I've been up since 5:30 a.m. This morning, because I am literally working around the clock trying to make as much money as I can and sending none of it anywhere besides rent, food, and legal proceedings to get custody of my kids. I am putting every single penny into this legal battle. I had to lay my lawyer off because I was out of money. I mean, you know, I've already spent $100,000 trying to get visitation and custody of my kids. And so, you know, my credit is shot. I'm just completely bankrupt now. I haven't actually filed for bankruptcy yet, although that's coming. That's definitely happening soon. And it's kind of incredible that somebody who makes as much money as I do can be so absolutely broke, financially, completely out of money because of this kind of stuff right here. It's pretty amazing. And it's interesting too because I think because Mrs. Garcia's parents are probably paying for this. Mrs. Garcia's mom has all the same issues as Mrs. Garcia, basically. She's also suffers from bipolar. I guess there's a new psychological term for that. They're not calling it bipolar anymore. She also suffers from alcoholism, also has a history of drug abuse, also has a history of infidelity and serial fornication outside of the marriage, etc. And so, you know, so of course, you know, me calling out any of that kind of stuff, you know, makes me an enemy, and means that that individual would most likely financially cover the costs for Mrs. Garcia to continue to abuse me in any way possible. And the only way they can abuse me, of course, is to try and keep the kids from me continually. But the worst part is that that's really abusing the children. The parental alienation is not just abuse of the parent who's being alienated; it's also abuse of the children. So these people have been engaged in child abuse now since June 27th of last year, and I haven't got to go in front of a judge and say so yet. I haven't got to go in front of a judge and show any of this evidence. So now I'm on my way to the courthouse again to file another ex parte ruling to attempt to get some kind of reasonable visitation and custody of the children. That's all I've been trying to get since last April when we first separated. And they have just been fighting me every step of the way. I believe, because they're, attempting to get revenge on me for some reason, which is ridiculous. She left me, she cheated on me. She had a whole slew of boyfriends in between me and her new husband, who she instantly married. And yet she's, wants to get revenge against me because I filed for divorce. I filed for divorce because she was cheating on me. It's not, I didn't file for divorce because, I met somebody better looking and younger, or, but, she's still trying to punish me by not allowing me to see the kids. And so I have amassed so much evidence that the court date, when we do finally have it, is going to take hours and hours and hours and hours and hours, which is why they postponed it till who costs $400 a visit. They won't go to Hannah's house, which is $35 a visit. They won't go down there. No.